What have you thought about Ethan the last 2 weeks coming in, kind of holding it down? What have you thought of his just the way he's carried?
I think he's been really good. Obviously, the stat lines show that he's been really good, very efficient, and he's getting the ball to the guys really quick, and has a really good understanding for this offense. So it's been fun. It's been good. I know I've been kind of like, me and him been connecting pretty well, I think. So, just going forward, it's just being consistent, and he's done that, and he's shown that. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Is that consistency especially important going into a road game where, turnovers can swing in any game, but
right.
On the road you can't have mistakes, right?
Right, definitely. I don't think in any game you could try to have mistakes, and you want to minimize those more than anything. But then at the end of the game, it's like a big momentum thing when you're on the road. The crowd's kind of involved a little bit. I know we don't really look too much into that, but it obviously plays a factor, like whether you think so or not. So we just got to minimize those turnovers and capitalize when we're in the red zone more so.
Do you have any inklings as to who might start at quarterback this weekend?
I have no idea, honestly. We just kind of get in the game, and then whoever's in the game, it doesn't change for us. We still got to run our routes and do what we do. So whoever's in there, I have the most confidence in them, so we'll be ready to go.
So you have no way of kind of guessing as to who it's going to be? Ethan looks really good this week. He's really on it. He might start. Is that part of your thought process at all, or you really just don't care?
For me, honestly, I just go try and run my routes. I just and then whoever's back there, I just hope that they could get it to me. And during practice, I'll kind of I'll even catch a ball at practice and be like, I'll come back to the sideline and be like, who threw that? And then, whoever it was, I was like, oh, good job. So then we get to Saturday, and then whoever's in that first huddle, we just go.
How much of a factor is it, chemistry between you and a quarterback? Let's say you've known Ethan a while, right?
Right.
That whole kind of friendship. How key is that you guys have a history and have a chemistry between the two of you?
I think it's good because when you're out there, you line up on the ball, and then you could kind of feel it sometimes when that ball's supposed to come to you, or you're looking, or you get to the sideline and be like, hey, bro, I see this, let's try to hit that. And then he doesn't take it anyway. He's just like, okay. Whereas I've been with a lot of quarterbacks. Sometimes you can't communicate with everyone in that way, and you want to communicate with him. And I could be very frank and upfront with him. So that's been really cool with me because I'm a very real person. So I don't know if I come off in certain ways sometimes, but being able to talk to him during the game, tell him what I see, and him to be like, okay, we'll get back to it. That's been helpful.
When you're talking about Ethan specifically, that you're able to talk to him more frankly, is what you're saying.
Right.
In your experience, do you think quarterbacks maybe target their friends a little bit more, would you say? Could you see that?
I could see that. Honestly, I could see that. Usually their friend is usually pretty damn good too. So I would say that's a big thing as well. But it could be. Been in a lot of offenses, and usually it's they're friends for a reason. They're helping each other. So
what's the key to maybe cleaning up some of the starts the offense has kind of had lately, and getting out to a quick start, especially on the road?
You said the cleanups?
Just cleaning up, some of the turnovers, and
right.
Obviously only were able to put up 7 in the first half there. I guess what's the key to getting out to a quick start, especially knowing you guys are going to be on the road this week?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like we said before, we got to come out firing. I think sometimes we've come out a little bit slow. And obviously we take a minute to heat up, but we can't do that against good teams, especially teams like Arizona. They score a lot of points. Our defense has been amazing this year, so we'll see. But I think it's really important for us to help our defense too. I think our defense has been unreal, more than we could ever ask for this year. And I think as an offense, there's times where we just wish we could help them more, and then we just got to keep ramping it up and to prevent turnovers. And then when the plays come, make the right plays. And we don't have to make the spectacular play, just make the right play. So I think that's what we need to just do a little bit better of. But we'll get there. So.
Do you paint your nails?
Clear coat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Trick from 1-3 back over there, I guess you could say.
So you got that? Are you saying you got that from Caleb?
He had a slight influence. I remember when I was a little kid, my mom used to do some little stuff, but it wasn't anything like this. But he taught me a trick because it wouldn't last as long, so I'm like, whatever.
What was the trick he taught you?
He said to do the gel on there, so he's like, that will stay longer. But
so he's taken the whole painting the nail thing to a whole nother level, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he definitely would. But I love it, honestly. It's him, and it's him, and he's a great ball player, so it's you know, you do whatever you want, and he's different in the best way. So he's a good dude too. So.
How do you feel about the receiver rotations that have been used so far this year? Whether it's been good for the team, or do you think it could improve?
I think for me, it's just, you know, we're out there and then we just, sometimes it can be hard to get a rhythm sometimes, but for the most part, it's really good because when the plays come, like, you're fresh, your legs are fresh. And I think that's been our thing more than anything, is like keeping our legs fresh. So that way when we're in there to get those plays that we, you know, we're ready to go. And I think it's been pretty good, you know, so we're just trying to, you know, just keep working at it. And then when those plays come, just hopefully we make it and we're fresh for them. I think that's like the biggest thing that we're trying to get at right now.
How would you describe Logan Loya's just like attitude? Because he always seems very polite and nice to us, and then he's consistent and then goes out and makes huge plays. So just what's he like attitude wise?
Yeah, definitely.
Confidence wise?
Definitely. I've been with Logan since high school, so that's my dude right there. So he's always been that way. He's always been such a good dude off the field, and even on the field, he's like sometimes a good dude. I'm like, bro, you don't need to be that out here. So he's just very consistent, I would say. I think that's been ever since I've been with him since high school. He's just always been consistent, very dependable, and like you can rely on him to just make that play every time. I know when the ball's in the air, I'm just like, oh, he's coming down with that, like things like that. And like even sometimes like with plays, like we're in the room up there, I'll be like, hey Logan, like what do I got here, basically, like what are you thinking here? And I'll kind of pick his brain a little bit because I know that he knows what he's doing too. So yeah, I love playing with him. He's a great player and a good dude too.
You played with him at Bosco?
At Orange Lutheran.
Okay.
Yes.
Did he influence you to come to UCLA at all?
Honestly, no, he didn't really. I mean, it was cool. Obviously, when I took my trip here, or took my like little visit here or whatever, and seeing him, it was cool because, you know, we had the chance to play together again, which was really nice. And we always had good chemistry at Olu. It was like me and him over there connecting really well. And it was like a thing where it's like, okay, you take this fade or you catch this one and I'll catch this one. So it's cool to have like that chemistry and see him doing well right now.
Whose jersey did you wear today?
I wear Collins sleeves. I'm kind of upset because everyone said I looked good in the 9. Now I got to go back to my number. So, yeah.
Whose idea was that? Like, were you in on that, or you just showed up and?
I think it was collectively. I think Logan pushed for it a little bit to have a little fun out there today, but it was good. I think we all collectively bought in. It was good, and it wasn't like anything taken away from practice. Like everyone got out there and still played their game. It wasn't like some goofy like little act, but it was fun though. It was cool.
You couldn't convince Collins just to keep that permanent?
I gotta talk to him.
Okay.
I might have to talk to him after practice, but he's been running really good with that thing right now, so I don't even want to mess up his mojo right now.
Awesome, thank you.